Hi everyone, welcome to Yarn Stitch Color. I am Arundhati and today we are going to see how to make this cute little sling purse. It's quite spacious on the inside. It's got these side panels and a nice little frill border here. So this purse is quite small. You can make it even larger. I'll show you how, or even smaller if you'd like. And to make this sling purse I have used cotton yarn, a 6-ply cotton yarn, but you can choose to make it in any other material as well, like even raffia yarn if available. So let's see what material we require to make this purse. We will begin with a double chain. So leave a long tail like so and hold the yarn straight like this. This end is still attached to the ball, to the yarn ball, and then place your hook and twist the yarn around it like so. Then yarn over with the end that is still attached to the yarn ball and pull it through. Okay, then yarn over with the yarn that is the long tail, yarn over from the yarn that's attached to the ball and pull through. So here we've made a chain 1. We will put a marker here. Please use a lockable marker like this. Then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. I hope this is clear. Let me just zoom in a bit. So we yarn over with the yarn that's the long tail, yarn over with the yarn that is attached to the yarn ball and pull through. This, pull through. Okay, just count that we make 40 chains here. Okay, let me just show you how we will count the chains. This is 1. This is the first chain where we've attached the stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like so. Okay, so that's how we are going to make the chain. Yarn over and pull through. We will make a chain of 40. You can pause here and finish making your chain. So I have finished making a chain of 40 here. This chain is approximately 7.5 inches long and I had left a long tail of 36 inches. So there is still some yarn remaining. We will require this for sewing it in. We will sew it across all these chains. So it's fine even if you're left with a little longer tail. That was 36 inches of long tail that I had taken, and we saw this is 7.5, and this chain will make exactly this purse. So this purse has a height of 5.5 and a width of 6.5, 7ish sort of a thing. So if you want to make a little larger purse, width wise as well as height wise, I will just show you how to do that. So to make this purse a little big, first height wise we will have to make a little longer chain. So you can proportionately increase the long tail that you leave and then increase the number of chains here. There is no specific requirement of odd or even or any multiple, so you can make the chain as big as you want, but just remember that once you make the chain you will be making all these stitches. So I have already stitched this purse here, but let me try to show you. This central thing is the chain. Okay, so that is why that determines the height of the purse. And then when we keep making these rows, it will determine the width of the purse. Okay, so if you make more number of these rows, it is going to make your purse little wider. If you want it longer like this, make a larger chain. Okay, so that is how you can make a variation in the size. But currently we are going to make a purse of this size. So we have finished making a chain of 40. Now let's see how to proceed for the first row. Now we will begin with row 1. Remember to keep lockable stitch markers handy in 2 colors. Now we will begin by making a chain 2, and we will place a double crochet in the same space. So yarn over, insert under these 2 loops, take the long tail like so, because we are going to sew it in, not sew it in actually, we will carry it along and it will be hidden in the double crochets. So yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now take a moment here to add a stitch marker to the stitch that we just made. So here we are adding a stitch marker to the first double crochet. Now we will be making double crochets across the row. So yarn over, insert under the 2 loops of the next chain. Remember to carry the long tail, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's the first double crochet of the 38 double crochets that we are going to make. So I will take a different colored stitch marker and put it on the first double crochet of the 38 that we will make ahead. Now continue to make double crochets. So insert under 2 loops, carry the long tail, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Okay, continue making double crochets like this across the chain. We will meet when we are at the last chain where we had placed a stitch marker. So we have finished making 37. We will make the last double crochet. That's the 38th double crochet, and once we've made the 38th double crochet, we are going to put a stitch marker there. So here in the first one we've put, here we will put it in the last one. And remember to use the same colors so that going forward, always between these 2 green stitch markers you will need to have 38 double crochets, including the one where you've put the marker. Okay, so from this one you have to count up to the last one here, and including this one it has to be 38 double crochets, and this is side 1. So now we are at a point where we are going to see the blue stitch marker which we had put when we began this chain. So we will remove that stitch marker, and in that stitch we are going to place 7 double crochets. ensure you are going in the center like so. Take that extra yarn and make a double crochet. So the first one that you make out of the 7, that will also be marked with a blue stitch marker. So remember, here you had marked with a blue stitch marker in the first double crochet which we had placed in the turning chain, and here also we are going to place one in the first one. Now continue to make double crochets in the same space. So here we finished making 7 double crochets in that single chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we are going to mark the 7th one with a blue stitch marker. So between the two blue stitch markers, we know in this row there have to be 7 double crochets. Now we will begin with the double crochets on the next side. So keep 2 green stitch markers handy because we are going to place 38 double crochets on the other side too. So when you begin making the double crochets, begin with the next lot. So here we've placed 7, we begin with this point. So here we've finished making 7 double crochets in that single chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we are going to mark the 7th one with a blue stitch marker. So between the two blue stitch markers, we know in this row there have to be 7 double crochets. Now we will begin with the double crochets on the next side. So keep 2 green stitch markers handy because we are going to place 38 double crochets on the other side too. So when you begin making the double crochets, begin with the next lot. So here we've placed 7, we begin with this point. Once we make the first double crochet, we will again place a green stitch marker. Sorry, not here. We will place a green stitch marker here and continue making the double crochets on the other side. So you can pause the video here and make 38 double crochets and meet me when you're almost here towards this end. So we are at the end here, and I've placed a green stitch marker to show the completion of 38 double crochets. Now we will place, we've already made 1 double crochet here, we are not going to count the chain 2. So we will make another 6 double crochets in the same space. That is this space. Okay, so 1, 2, and let me just place a blue stitch marker in the first one. So 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We have the 7th one here already. Okay, now we will join with a slip stitch to the 7th double crochet. That was actually the first one. So, and pull it a little tight, not very tight, and give everything a nice tug to make it stretchy and loose. Now we will begin on the row 2. We have completed row 1 and we are going to begin with row 2. Row 2 and onwards, use a 3.5 mm crochet hook and drop the 4 mm crochet hook that you were using earlier. Now every row begins with a chain 2 and double crochet in the same stitch. So we are going to make a chain 2, yarn over, and place a double crochet in the same stitch. Once we do that, we move the blue stitch marker into that stitch and continue. So now we know between two greens we are going to place 38 double crochets. So let's begin, and not forget to move the stitch marker up. Okay, we will place it in the first double crochet of 38 and continue making our 38 double crochets. Now we've reached the other corner. So we began from here, we've reached here. Ensure that you count that we have 38. Now in the second row along this turning, we are going to place 2 double crochets into each stitch. So here we place the first one, and as soon as we place that, I'm going to shift the stitch marker and move it up. Now we will place one more in the same stitch. So we will have a total of 14 double crochets on this corner between the two blue markers. In case you want to keep the project away in between, whatever is your live loop, use a third color to secure that loop. So once we finish placing 14 here, we will continue to make another 38 and reach the starting point. This is the 13 and 14. Okay, always take a minute to stretch whatever you've made currently and count. It is always very tedious to unravel and come back, so it's better to always count while you're making it. Now from here I will continue to make another 38. Now we will place 2 double crochets in the next 6 stitches. That's the first one. So here we will place one more. Okay, and we will place 2 in every stitch, but the last stitch, that's the 7th stitch, is also our first stitch. And remember, here we had made 1 double crochet. The chain 2 is never counted here, so we had made 1 double crochet. So once we complete all the 2 double crochets in each stitch and reach here, we are going to place just 1 more. So we are almost there. We will place 2 here And now I just want to show this part clearly. So we've reached here, and just tuck this stitch marker a bit and you will be able to see the first double crochet of this turning piece part is this one. Okay, so don't get confused, don't place anything in this space or the chain 2 space which is here or the chain 2 top. You can clearly tug at this one and see that there's a space here where this stitch is placed. Go ahead and make the last double crochet in that space. Alright, and to end this row, join with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. That's how we finish the second row. Now we will go on to make the third row. So we come to the turning of the third row. Now in the first stitch we place 2 double crochets, so that's 1. Let's immediately move the stitch marker and we will place 1 more in the same stitch. Okay, so we've placed 2 double crochets in the first stitch, then place 1 double crochet in the next and repeat this. So we place 2 in the next and 1 after that. Continue doing that, and along this turning edge we should have a total of 21 double crochets between these 2 blue stitch markers. So once you are here, please count that you have 21 double crochets between them, including this one and this stitch. Okay, then begin with the double crochet and make 38 till you reach this point. Now we have completed our 38 double crochets and we are back near the starting point on that turning edge. So in the first stitch, here to make 2 double crochets in the first stitch, so I've placed 2 double crochets in the first stitch, then 1 double crochet in the next. Continue till you reach 1 stitch before this. So here till you reach here, continue making 2 and 1 in the next. So what have I done here? I have made 1. Okay, now I have to make 1 more and 2. Now I'll make 1 and 2 double crochets in the next. So whatever we do on this turning edge, that is the same pattern that we repeat on this turning edge. You have to only be careful when you come towards the end, because we've already made 1 double crochet. So let's finish this and we can meet here. You can pause the video and continue making the stitches. We've finished making the stitches till the last one. So in the last one we will place 2 double crochets. Okay, and after that you know to tug at this one, and you know that's the last one. So we will join with a slip stitch, and we were following a pattern of 2 and 1, right? So we made 2 here, and the last one is this, with which we actually began this row. Now we will make row 4. Row 4 we again begin with chain 2, place 1 double crochet in the same stitch, move up the marker, and continue to make 38 double crochets. Okay, so now we will make 38 double crochets and then continue on this turn. So you can pause the video here and finish making the stitches. Now we've reached the turning. Here we will place 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet in the first stitch, move up the marker, then make 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then place 1 in the next, and repeat this across. So we next place 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet. So that is the set we keep repeating. We made a 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet and 1. That's the set. So now we will make 1 double crochet, then place 2 double crochets in the next one, and then 1 double crochet here. Continue making that. Okay, continue making this set across, and between the 2 blue stitch markers we will have 28 double crochets in total between these two along this turning. We've finished making the set here. Always remember, you will end with the same set that you began with. So we began with 1, 2 and 1. That was our set. So here when we finish, we will do 1, 2 and 1 in the blue stitch marker space. So if there's a mismatch, please go back and look at all the stitches if you've made the right set. Let's continue to make 38 double crochets here, and then continue making 1, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and same set till we reach the last stitch here. So now we are at this corner and we are left with 2 stitches just before the final last stitch, which is actually the first stitch, and we've been making a set of 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 1 double crochet. So now here we will place 1 double crochet, and in the last stitch we will place 2 double crochets, and we already have one last double crochet, single one. So we attach with a slip stitch to the top of that double crochet and stretch all our stitches. So this is the row 4, and remember to count between the blue stitch markers. We will have a total of 28 on both sides, 28 double crochets on both sides. Between the green ones, 38. So just stretch out the project a bit and ensure that you count all the stitches. Now we will begin with row 5. Row 5, we will chain 2, place a single double crochet in the same stitch. Continue to make 38 double crochets. So we will continue and reach this point. You can pause the video to make the stitches. So now we've reached the turning, and here in this row between the 2 blue stitch markers we are going to make 35 double crochets, and the set is going to be 2 double crochets in single stitch. Then in the next 3 stitches we are going to place a single crochet each. So we begin with placing 2 double crochets. So I've just placed 1. Let me move up the marker. So that's 2 double crochets in the first one. Then the next 3 are going to take a 1 double crochet in each. That is our set. Now we will place 2 double crochets in the same stitch and 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Continue making this set till you reach this blue stitch marker. Remember to count a total of 35 double crochets along this turning. So we completed the turning and the 38 double crochets, and here I have begun on the other turning with the same set. So I made 2 double crochets, moved up the marker in the first one, and then placed 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So we will continue to make this set, okay, and in the last 3 stitches here we will make 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet and 1 double crochet. The third one from the set is this, what we already have. So now I am making 2 double crochets and continuing to make 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Now we are at that last 3 stitches, so we will place 2 double crochets, then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we already have this 1 double crochet in the last stitch, so we will insert the hook there and make a slip stitch. Okay, so between the blue markers here we will have a total of 35 double crochets. Just stretch the project a bit again. Ensure that as much as possible you are able to keep these in the same line. Okay, so keep stretching and ensure that they are aligned. Let's go on to make the row 6. Begin row 6 with chain 2 and 1 double crochet in the same stitch and move up the marker. We will make 38 double crochets starting here and meet at this point. So you can pause the video and finish making the 38 double crochets. So now we are on the turning of row 6. The set here is going to be double crochet in first 2 stitches, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we will make that set between these 2 blue stitch markers, and we will have a total of 42 double crochets between these 2 blue stitch markers. So we make 1 single crochet and move up the marker. Then we make 1 more. Alright, so we make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So in the same stitch we've placed 2 double crochets, and then we make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Alright, that is our set. I hope this is clear. So we have 1 double, 1 double, 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, then 1 double and 1 double in the next 2 stitches. So from here to here, that is our set for this turning of row 6. Okay, so when you make it and you reach here, ensure that you count a total of 42 double crochets between these 2. So we have finished making the 42 double crochets here, the 38 double crochets here, and continued to make the same set as this one here. In the last 4 stitches, the first 2 are going to be double crochets in each. Okay, then we will place 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet. The last double crochet of the set is this. Okay, so we will join with a slip stitch to that, and that's how we complete the row 6. Now we will begin with row 7. So we begin on row 7. This is going to be our last row for the size that we are making. We've made chain 2, placed a double crochet in the same stitch, then moved up the stitch marker, made another double crochet, moved up the stitch marker, and we will continue to make 38 double crochets from this marker to the green marker. So we will place one double crochet in each of the 38 stitches. You can pause the video and finish making all the stitches. Now we've reached this turning of the row 7. Here we are going to place 2 double crochet in the first one and then 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So that is going to be our set. 2 double crochet and then 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So here is the first double crochet and 1 more double crochet in the first stitch. Remember to move the marker up and place it in the first stitch. Okay, so we've placed 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Then we will place 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches, and that is our set for this row. So repeat this set till you reach the next blue marker. So let me quickly count. I have 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here to here, this is our set, and we are going to repeat it till we reach the next blue marker, and we will have a total of 49 double crochets between these two blue markers. So once you reach this point, continue to make 1 double crochet in the next 38 and reach this point. We will meet here. You can pause the video and finish your stitches. So we have completed this side and the 38. We are now on this side. We will continue making the same set, and just before reaching this point, 5 stitches before this point, we will meet again. Remember to count here and ensure you have 49 along this. You have 49 double crochets. So here we are with the last 5 stitches. We will place a double crochet, two double crochets, and then 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches, because the 5th one is what we already have, this one. Okay, we'll join it with a slip stitch. So here we've completed all 7 rows. Give your project a nice tug, and we will move on to the next stitch in this one. So